Today I'm joined by the one and only Goodman League Commissioner Miles Rawls. Welcome to the show, sir.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
No problem. So recently you posted on social media that you won't compromise your life for the sake of basketball as a COVID-19 survivor. And if it's over, it's over. You gave everything to the Goodman for 23 years. I think everyone would kind of like some clarity on your statement. Are you saying the Goodman is gone for good, or it may return if we're no longer in a pandemic crisis in 2021?
There was a flip side to that coin. That post was, if the pandemic is alive, the Goodman is dead. If there's no pandemic, then I'll go out. But I'm sure the mayor not going to allow that many people to come together anyway. So Goodman 2020 is pretty much dead in the water. Now, now I'm a day-to-day type of guy. So next year, if the pandemic if we open and there's no risk, then of course I'm gonna run the league. But if there's risk, then I'm gonna pick life over basketball.
Got it. So what precautions are you taking now as a corona survivor that you kind of might not have taken prior to contracting the virus?
Well, I'm boosting my immune system a little more, not a little more, a lot more. My wife and I both. I always was working, doing all that stuff, but some of the stuff I'm taking now, I wasn't taking prior to the virus, and I'm sure nobody else that's taking some of this stuff wasn't taking it either. So just trying to be more aware and be more conscious to keep my mask on, not try to be around a bunch of people that don't have masks on. And like I said, just keep my immune system boosted up the best I can, and that's all you can really do.
Well, I know you're a very popular person, so were you when it first kind of hit, did you kind of still stay in your same circle around a lot of people, or did you kind of quarantine yourself with your wife and scale back, and it was a shock to you that you kind of contracted it?
Well, when I got the chills and the body aches, that's basically all I had. But I get that every year, and it was a common cold. So this time around, it was in April. I never get that feeling in April. And then my wife was kind of sick, but she got allergies real bad. So it was allergy season, and she thought it was her allergies. So I decided to go get tested. I think it was the 14th of June, I believe. But that Saturday, I got lightheaded, and then I went to the hospital for that. And so they tested me in the hospital because they kept me for my lightheadedness, which had nothing to do with COVID. Long story short, when the wintertime hits and all that, I don't really be around a bunch of people anyway. So I have no idea how I contracted the virus. I'm not trying to backtrack it. It's luckily we didn't get hit with it bad. So like I said, now I'm more conscious and taking precautions. Like they down to Berry Farms now doing the one-on-one stuff. I'm not going down there, even with a mask on, because I know the people are going to flock to me, to greet me, this, that, and the third. So I'm not going to put myself in harm's way like that.
Got it. So do you believe the NBA is doing the right thing with the bubble approach to continue games?
I'm not going. If it was, like I said, if it was me, and the mayor told me, Miles, you can start the Goodman tomorrow, and that pandemic out there, it ain't no Goodman.
Got it.
It just don't make sense. They're doing it for money reasons. Ain't no money involved in the Goodman. So
right.
The league is doing it for a different, they got a different agenda. So, but do I agree with that? Nah, hell no. So, and the players got to do what they got to do. But yeah, nah, I'm not with that at all.
Got it. So, like you mentioned, some footage of one-on-one games inside the gate showed up online. Do you think people in the DC area basketball community are like taking COVID-19 seriously, or has their love for the game like sort of clouded their judgment?
People all over the country taking the COVID-19 for granted. Ain't that much love of the game in the world. I love the Gates, but I'm not going to flock down there to watch nobody play no one-on-one. You know, I mean, I'm not hiding under no rock either, but I'm doing it smartly. You know what I'm saying? I done read up on this thing since I done had it, so I'm more aware of the circumstances and, you know, how you contract the virus, this, that, and the third, and how you do your best to keep it away. But it's just not DC basketball. They doing it in Baltimore. They doing it all, you know, in 5 or 6 different cities, the one-on-one thing. Hey, to each his own. If basketball worth that, then hey, I'm looking at the news now to keep switch subjects to one of the guys that was in the Trump's cabinet, the black guy that ran the Department of HUD. He went to that rally that they had in Oklahoma. Now he in ICU because he contracted the virus because he was one of those ones that wasn't wearing a mask at that rally that Trump had in Oklahoma last week.
Oh wow! Are you talking about Ben Carson?
Ben Carson, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so okay. It's definitely not a joke, and I didn't take it for a joke prior to me catching it. I just, like I said, I'm not sure how I caught it. I don't know, because like I said, my wife and I was kind of sick at the same time. Because I don't have a bunch of people over my house. Had a few guys over, but you know, but like I said, now it's a little. If I entertain, it's family, and I even have my family wear masks, and we social distance. You know what I mean? That's the key. That's the key.
Got it. So you spoke previously about moving the Goodman inside if things return to normal. Are there any updates on those plans?
Well, my plan for the Goodman, I was always a year to year type of guy with the Goodman. So after season 25, I can't do them 6 days a week out in that sun anymore. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. You know what I mean? I gotta take care of myself. I done gave 25 years back to back, balls to the wall with the Goodman League, my nonprofit stuff and my community service. So I gotta start looking out for me. I'm 58. So my plan is hopefully we can do, I don't want to do season 25 indoors. I want to do season 25 in the gates. Now, if that's not possible, then, you know, the next time the Goodman League resumes, I want to do a pro-am because I want to do the next phase is a pro-am to get back to where the community can watch the pros play indoors, like the pro-am I had up at Spingarn a few years ago during the lockout in 2011.
Right.
So we can't keep playing outside, you know, because I gotta do something different. I gotta watch out for my health, and being out there in that sun 7 days a week at 58 ain't gonna be a good look. So that's the next phase of the Goodman League is a pro-am, and I'm working with Keith Stevens from Team Takeover. They're building a gym. I think it seats about 800, 900 people. That's in the process of being built. So that's the next phase for the Goodman League. Whether we play outside next year or not, and if the pandemic should leave us, the next phase is a pro-am, indoor pro-am for a week, for like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like the Herbo used to be up Dunbar.
Got it. So I know you've had a conversation with pros. Are you getting a lot of, and college players, do you get a lot of feedback that there would be more participation if it was moved inside?
And that's the only reason why the guys stopped playing outside. They were getting flack from their organizations. You know, not only down the Goodman League, it's given. I'm gonna explain something between the Goodman and the Dykeman. The Dykeman is Nike's baby.
Right.
So Nike takes their players. They pick certain players to go play at the Dykeman. You know what I mean? They send them to the Dykeman so they can go play. A couple of players a year go make appearances at the Dyke. So they don't do that in the gates. But I would definitely have more guys playing if we were indoors. They don't want to risk injury now. You know, they're getting them mega contracts, so the teams don't want them to play outdoors anymore. And I understand that. I'm not naive to that. That's why I say the pro-am is next, so we can, you know, get the pros to play on the weekends, and not only the pros, some of the good regular guys, you know, college guys,
Mm-hmm.
and get this thing going, because indoor basketball in the city has plummeted. I haven't seen a legit pro-am in the city in a long time, and that's counting the Kenner League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my next objective. That's my next project.
So during your downtime, have you thought of a few things you might want to do to improve the Goodman, like moving forward?
Well, we're gonna warm up with it. That's gonna be the pro-am. Ain't too much more I can do with it outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? The next best thing is the pro-am, and run that, see how that works, which I think it'll be successful. But yeah, as far as outside, there's really nothing else I can do to enhance that. I got the best outside facility in the country, thanks to Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just the next phase. The next phase is the pro-am.
So, despite your plans to move it inside, a lot of people kind of want to know for these next 2 seasons, I guess for the 25 years, will you still have access to the court with all the development going around? Will you still have access to the rec center with all the development going around? Is that something that's not going to change?
Well, they tell me that the Goodman League is a part of the gentrification and all of that crap, but I know better than that. If you were moving to a new community, would you want the Goodman League is positive, but would you want all that noise outside your brand new house, people trying to park on your lawn in your pocket spaces? Would you want that in a brand new community that you moved into?
Yeah, I think we saw that already with the Don't Mute DC thing.
Yeah, so I know that's going to be the headache with them people, with the tenants, and because those people that used to live down there, all them people ain't coming back, if any of them. So it's going to be new, and then with the old neighborhood, I had carte blanche because I was doing a lot of stuff in the community, and that kept a lot of crime down. But with this new stuff, you know good and well, I'm a run into issues. And my thing is, I'm not compromising. I'm not going to no meetings and they say, well, can you do 2 days? Can you just play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Can you just play one game? I'm not doing that. If it can't be the Goodman League that it's been, then it won't be nothing as far as outside. I'm not compromising whatsoever.
Got it. So a lot of people were disappointed that you wouldn't want to pass on the Goodman to a successor. Can you talk about what made you make that decision?
Well, it's not that I don't want to pass it on to a successor. You got to have somebody that want that smoke. Who wants that smoke? No. When I went in the military in '83, they had the little league going on because the league down Berry Farm been going on since '77. And when I got out of service in '96, there was no summer league. I got out in '95, there was no summer leagues because nobody wanted to run the league. So I took over and started running it in '96, and then the rest is history. That you got to have passion and do that stuff with your heart, to keep it going and to make it the way it is. That you got to love what you're doing to do that, man. That's time consuming. That takes time away from your family and everything. So to say pass it on to somebody else, it's nobody else in line that I know that want it or that I would trust and that I could mentor to do it, because they're going to run into that opposition as well when the new people start moving back in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when the Goodman League goes, the name is going to the program. It's not going to be the Goodman League down the farms and then the Goodman League program. That's not going to be the case.
Right. A total transition.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the
Got it.
Goodman League will go on. It's just going to be outdoors. We got to do something different. Got to change.
Got it. So I once heard some rumblings that you wanted to make an herbal documentary. Any truth to that?
Urban Coalition doc?
Yes.
No, I want my own doc. I have a few documentaries, but I've been talking with Jimmy Jenkins that had a little to do with the KD and the documentary, the Maryland Legends documentary. We've been talking about, if season 25 is it, that it need to be documented. You know what I mean? So him and I gotta get together and chop up some things. I don't know enough about the herbal to do a doc on the herbal. I mean, I was in attendance and a fan and doing my thing from the stands, but now I got enough footage and history to do a closing documentary on the Gates, So now I don't know where they got. I wanted to do a herbal documentary. That it never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I was just curious because I heard some rumblings. They said you were trying to purchase the footage and the price was like through the roof and all this craziness. I think it was around the time you went to Spingarn. Because wasn't it like
I was trying to purchase the footage, huh? Yeah, I don't know where they got that from.
Okay, got it. So one of your national viral moments were your interactions with President Obama at a Wizards game. If you still had those seats today and Trump was at a Wizards game, what would that interaction look like if he was rooting against the home team?
I'll probably get put out. I would get put out. That's a damn sure. Wouldn't even be no interaction, but that's another animal there.